Dr. Quinn, what can you tell us about the human study that Eli Lilly Pharmaceutical recently began?
Man, this is so exciting, Andrew. I mean, Eli Lilly, the pharmaceutical company, they're working with various entities, and they're engaged in the first human antibody clinical trial for a treatment for COVID-19. Now, what's so exciting about this is they've identified an individual that recovered COVID-19, and this individual that recovered used their own antibodies. And basically, these are molecular proteins that were produced by this individual's immune system. They've isolated the antibody from the blood of this individual, and now they're producing it in mass quantities, and they're using it in the clinical trial. So this is great.
It sounds promising. What sets antibody therapy apart from other treatments or even a vaccine in this case?
Well, as I said before, the antibody therapy is derived from an antibody of an individual who recovered, who beat the COVID-19. And now we're using that same antibody sequence in this medication, so it's already proven to work. But also what's so fascinating is I find it superior to the vaccine for the most vulnerable, hard-hit group, who are the elderly and those with chronic medical conditions. Now, theoretically, if you give that population a vaccine, they have to produce antibodies. But this population has a compromised immune system, so there's less of a chance that they can produce the antibodies. But by giving them this antibody medication, you can bypass the need for them to produce the antibodies, and now they have the protection, and they're not so vulnerable anymore, and they can also have a better chance of recovery.
Kind of eliminates the middleman there. Why is this study considered more promising than other studies we've talked about with regards to COVID-19?
I mean, Andrew, this is the gold standard. This is a randomized, placebo-controlled, double-blind trial, which means that basically both groups that are in this study will receive either the placebo, which is the fake medication, or they'll receive the actual medication. But by it being double-blind, neither the doctors or the patients, they don't know which one they're receiving. So this decreases on bias, gives you better results. And I mean, it's so fascinating that Eli Lilly, they're producing the medicine at massive amounts, and they've already announced that if everything goes well, which they feel it will, the medicine will be available to the public by the fall, and we'll have this medication that can help so many people.
By the fall, that's even quicker than they thought they could even come up with best case scenario for a vaccine, isn't it?
Yes, I mean, it's phenomenal.
All righty, Dr. Timothy Quinn practices family medicine in Ridgeland. Thank you so much for taking a little time and making us all feel better about this whole thing. You're watching 12 News.